Baby, this trial ain't just about Cassie anymore. What began as a bombshell case against a music mogul has spiraled into something much bigger, a full-blown Hollywood meltdown. And when I say the courtroom is shaking, I mean literal chills, teeth chattering, tension so thick you could slice it. It all started with Cassie's chilling testimony. The freak-offs, the control, the trauma. That alone set the room on edge. But trust me, that was just Act 1. Then came the whispers. Not gossip, baby. Real federal leaks. This wasn't your typical Twitter thread or Reddit mess. These were court-level secrets. Leaked summaries, secret audio playbacks, things no one was ready to hear. And when those tapes dropped, boom. Half of Hollywood felt the heat. What was once focused solely on Cassie's timeline suddenly shifted, and the prosecution brought in new weapons. We're talking tapes, not just any tapes, ones that allegedly feature Diddy, Will Smith, and Meek Mill. Yes, you heard that right. The courtroom got flipped upside down. It started a few days back with silent hotel surveillance footage. No audio, just shaky visuals. The kind that makes you lean forward and squint. People thought that was all. But behind closed doors, something much darker was brewing. Phones were confiscated. No recordings allowed. And then, silence. Audio was reportedly played. Sources said it was explicit, male, raw, beyond belief. The room went dead quiet. No coughs, no whispers, no shifting chairs. Just frozen breath and wide eyes. One insider said it best. You don't get that kind of silence unless what you're hearing changes lives. And just when things couldn't get colder, boom, more witnesses were called in. But not random tipsters. Real people. Former bad boy artists. Ex-staff. People who lived in Diddy's orbit for years. Some toured with him. Others were in the background of his parties. Silent for too long. But not anymore. Enter Dawn Richard, formerly of Danity Kane. She took the stand, gave her testimony, and walked out of court visibly broken. No makeup, no smile. Just pain written all over her face. Sources say her story backed Cassie's word for word. Diddy did horrible things, she said, not in a gossip blog, but in court. Then came the most heartbreaking moment yet. Diddy's daughter walked out after the tapes played. No tears, no expression, just a blank, pale face. She didn't speak, didn't look at anyone. That kind of silence? It screams louder than any outburst ever could. Even paparazzi held their breath. No shouting questions, just stunned silence. Insiders now believe her reaction came the moment the audio ended, meaning whatever played in that room wasn't just graphic. It was personal. It was real. And the fallout? Oh, baby, it's getting catastrophic. This isn't about lawsuits or settlements anymore. We're talking about careers, legacies, dynasties collapsing like a cheap wig in a thunderstorm. And guess whose name is tangled right in the center of it all? Will Smith. When tapes allegedly revealed his voice alongside Diddy's, the internet exploded. Receipts were flying left and right, faster than TMZ on 5 cups of espresso. First came the eye rolls, then wild interviews and podcast clips that aged like spoiled milk. But the one that truly made jaws drop again? Comedian Luanell, casually saying Diddy and Will were clapping each other's cheeks, like she was ordering coffee at Starbucks. Back then, people brushed it off as a joke. Now, the internet's on fire. Suddenly, folks are rewatching Will's moments with Jaden, the lingering hugs, the too sweet kisses, the playful energy, and calling them red flags. Then came brother, Bilal, Will Smith's former assistant, and Baby. When I tell you he torched the internet, I mean flames. He said he personally witnessed Will getting bent over a couch by Dwayne Martin like a yoga instructor. That quote? It's been reposted more times than the "keep my wife's name out your mouth" slap. And when that allegation landed, fans went full FBI, red carpet smiles, champagne toasts, backstage cuddles. Suddenly, all the old Will and Diddy moments looked like hidden messages. Will's attempt to do damage control backfired. He claimed, "I ain't nowhere near that man," and called the rumors a damn lie. But sis, receipts came flying. Photos, videos, Will and Diddy very much near each other, sipping bubbly in silk suits. If that wasn't messy enough, wait till you hear what Meek Mill did. The moment his name popped up in connection to the tapes, Meek went full meltdown on Twitter. "I'm not fruity, stop playing with me," he ranted. But the more he denied, the worse it got. Fans dug up all the old memes calling Meek Diddy's intern his pocket puppet, and suddenly jokes started looking a lot like confessions. Then came the clips. One showed Meek bouncing around at billionaire Michael Rubin's party, smiling nervously like he knew a camera was watching. Another, Diddy throwing Meek a pool party, shirtless, on camera. "Happy birthday, Daddy," Diddy said. "Proud of you. I love you. I appreciate life, Daddy." "Yes, Daddy." That clip became the internet's new favorite ammo. Every time Meek posted something tough, fans spammed him with that daddy video. He tried to clap back, but the internet was relentless. And while all this chaos unfolds, here's what's really eerie. The tapes themselves haven't even been released. Not a second, not a snippet, just descriptions. And that silence? It's deafening. Insiders keep saying the same thing. One tape allegedly features a man being pounded, while Diddy's laughter echoes in the background. That's the horror people say is on those tapes. One viral claim even suggested someone has a secret recording of Diddy and Meek being intimate. No proof has surfaced yet, but the rumor alone has shattered reputations, ended careers, and flipped the internet upside down. And all of this? Still just the beginning. Because if even a second of that audio ever leaks, baby, Hollywood might never recover. So, is it real or is it fake? Nobody knows. But the fact that no one has seen or heard the tapes, despite Courtroom summaries being passed around like hot tea, has everyone asking the same thing. What are they hiding? In the U.S., especially during a criminal trial, this massive evidence doesn't just vanish. It doesn't get locked away unless something way bigger is at play. Journalists are poking the beast. If this evidence is so critical, why hasn't it been made public? They're demanding transparency, arguing that the public deserves to know, especially if this material could convict someone. Others push back, saying it's about protecting identities, shielding what's left of anyone's dignity, and avoiding a media firestorm unlike anything we've ever seen. But that silence? It's got people thinking this might be bigger than just Diddy. Because what if this isn't about protecting one man's reputation, but shielding entire empires? If Diddy, Will, and Meek are just the names we know, who else is on those tapes? That's when the conversation shifted. People stopped asking what Diddy did and started asking how he got away with it for so long. The answer? Power. Diddy wasn't just a rapper. He was a kingmaker, a gatekeeper, the guy who controlled contracts, careers, and culture. He was the vote-or-die icon, a red carpet fixture, rubbing shoulders with presidents, billionaires, legends. He wasn't just rich, he was connected. But now, those connections are unraveling fast. Every interview from the past 20 years is being rewatched. Every artist who vanished after leaving Bad Boy Records, people are asking why. From Ma Tucci to Day 26, Danity Kane to Aubrey O'Day, artists who screamed about Diddy's darkness are finally being heard. And then there's Dawn Richards' testimony. It backed Cassie's claims in chilling detail. No filters, no fear. In court, that kind of honesty is lethal. This isn't just a scandal anymore. This is a collapse. Diddy's career, his legacy, the whole image he built, crumbling in real time. All the red flags, the control issues, the awkward interviews, the weird jokes, we're finally seeing them for what they were, warnings. And the artists who went silent? Now we know why. Now, let's circle back to Will Smith. He barely survived the Oscar slap. People gave him grace, said he was protecting his wife. But that grace? Gone. Because if he's on those tapes, if what insiders are whispering is true, this isn't just a PR nightmare. It's career annihilation. Hollywood turned on him once. They won't hesitate to do it again. The Fresh Prince image? Mr. Clean? That's all dust if even a second of that footage surfaces. And Meek? Baby, the internet already cooked him. Legally, he hasn't been charged. But perception-wise, it's over. The frantic tweets, the stop playing with me meltdowns, the overcompensating, it's only made things worse. Because in today's world, how you look matters more than how you plead. He may be clean on paper, but online, he's already convicted. And through all of this chaos, the names, the clips, the stories, the government has said nothing. No statement, no clarification, no update on the tapes. Just silence. And when the silence is this deep, this calculated, it means something huge is being hidden. Maybe the people on those tapes are tied to billion-dollar deals. Maybe they're names we haven't even heard yet. Maybe this isn't about Diddy. Maybe it's about the entire structure of Hollywood secrecy. And here's the final kicker, darling. This isn't going away. Even if the government locks those tapes in a vault, even if PR teams scrub every headline, the internet doesn't forget. It remembers everything. Every clip, every tweet, every daddy video, every interview from 10 years ago that suddenly makes sense. And when people feel like the truth is being hidden, they dig. They always dig. So when, not if, those tapes finally leak, it won't just be Diddy facing Jay.